Has to be an athlete.
I don't really have a preference, I guess. I don't know. It's always different.
Personality is good too.
Yeah.
Guys in the room, tell me about a time you successfully picked up a girl in a public environment, whether it be like a park or a mall or a party.
I was at a lacrosse party my freshman year of college, and there was these girls that were friends with somebody on the team. And I'm like, how much detail do you want me to go into, right?
Oh, just lines and how you approached
okay,
it.
so, well, like at first he introduced me to him, and then we just started talking more, playing, party games, Pong, and some other stuff, and then throughout the night we just kept talking and hanging out more, and then from there it just progressed, and we, started text and everything now and then, and get back up and go to other parties together and stuff.
I would say me. I don't know. Sometimes I get really nervous and my palms get so sweaty. I actually tried to put it to the test. Titty burger. I was like, wow, that girl looks good, and all I wanted to know was her name, and I just couldn't do it for some reason. It was in the public area. I just couldn't do it. But when I'm loose, pretty much later on in the evening, then I have, I guess you could say, the balls to go up and just approach anyone, because I would never really care. I'm shameless. I've done a lot of crazy things that I can't believe I've done, so I might as well just keep on going.
Do you have one particular time where?
Okay, I was visiting one of my fraternity brother's apartments, and he had two friends that had just came up from Connecticut to visit him last summer, or 2 summers ago, and didn't know these girls at all, and I was just being me, goofy, like I normally am. And they were like, hey, you want to go out later on? And then at that time, we went to the Roxy, and the evening ended up being successful.
Time I can remember, no, that didn't work. Oh, something like this. Well, actually, I went to Mount Holyoke School. I think this was last year. I went to Mount Holyoke, it's all-girls school. This girl from my church, she goes there, and she had there's a Spanish girl, and she was on the floor dancing. And I went behind and started dancing with her, started talking to her, and
For me, like last year I used to go to the club a lot, and like every single time I go on Thursdays, every single time I would go, it's just, I would be like dancing, whatever, come up, people say hi to girls and stuff like that, and it usually worked all the time. Like a couple times it wouldn't work just because it'd be my own fault, just for being a little too reckless, but other than that.
You have a time in particular?
Yeah, like last Halloween, I went to, I forget the name of the club, but I went there, and we all had, like, everyone had their masks and stuff, and I had a really ugly mask. And I don't know what I was thinking. I was trying to dance with girls, and just, no. Oh, and then I realized I had the mask on. It was like an old man, like, ugly mask. Took the mask off, and then, like, went up to this one girl, was dancing with her, and, she got her number after that, and then found out later she lived in my dorm, so it was, like, pretty chill. We hung out a couple times, stuff like that. So, it's pretty successful.
Ladies in the room, all these approaches by the men and the gentlemen in the room, would you say you've been approached this way before?
Yeah, it's like when you're dancing and someone comes from behind and starts dancing with you, and you don't want, like, your friend has to whip you around and be like, yo.
I think it's kind of awkward, like, I personally don't like it when, like, guys, like, try to approach and, like, quickly, like, attack. Like, I think, small talk is fine, but when you try to quickly attack somebody, like hunters kind of.
I hate when you like know that they're gonna come up to you and you're just like, oh my god, like they'll just be like staring and then like they come up to you and they're so awkward and you're just like,
no, like can you back away type, like I don't want to talk to you. But then they're like persistent with trying to talk to you.
Want what you can't have.
That happens to everyone. Everyone wants what they can have.
Exactly.
Ladies, also, another question. Would you say that men of different races and cultures have a different way of picking up girls and attracting different females?
Yeah.
Would you have any times for instance, where you had an African American male or a Caucasian male come up and it was two different approaches?
Maybe just the way they talk. Like how they.
Can you
By
give an
slang, is
example?
that what you mean? Talking about slang? Slang?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like some more ghetto, some more preppy.
I don't really know, honestly.
Ladies, would you say that a guy's looks attract you more, or would you say that his personality attracted you more?
Looks. Originally looks, but then.
Well, it depends, yeah, if you know them and you like them as a person, then obviously their personality, but if someone just comes up to you and they're just like mad weird and I don't know, then obviously you're gonna be like.
Yeah, I think it's definitely looks, because that's the first thing you see. That's the first thing you see is a person's looks, and then when they start talking to you and they have a nice personality, then that's, you know, an A+.
But still, like, if a guy came up to me and he was really, like, hot, and then he just sounded so dumb with, like, his approach, I'd still just be like, no, I don't.
Yeah, but you'd give him, you see, you thought about it.
I'd let him say his line,
Still has
but.
a chance.
Yeah, right, just because he's hot, but he's a moron. Still got a chance.
Yeah, we do it too.
Yeah.
We definitely do it too all the time.
I hate dumb girls.
I mean, you don't really have anything to base it off of until you talk to the person.
Yeah, exactly.
So, gentlemen, when you see a lady that you want to approach, does it matter how she looks, her body language, or do you base it off how she speaks to you?
Yeah, all of that's very important.
Yeah,
Like, you know,
initially.
Initially, when you see her, you have to see, like, what kind of face does she have? Does she have, like, that angry face, like, don't talk to me? Is she more inviting? Is she smiling? Is she sad? Even if she's sad, you might be able to wait a slash. Like, I've done that before. But, you just have to, every situation is really different. It just depends.
No, yeah. But they have to be able to just talk to you, you know what I mean? Like, if they say something, like, I don't know, I guess you could say something dumb, like, it just turns me off, you know what I mean? Like, they have to be able to keep a conversation going without having a lot of fillers or just being able to just be real, you know what I mean? Being real is what draws me in. Like, yeah, you could be the baddest girl in the room, but if you can't talk to me, I definitely am not going to want to talk to you.
Would everybody say that girls have game also?
Yeah.
Yeah. They got that little swag.
Yeah, some girls definitely
Girls have
have
like little tricks and stuff like that.
Yeah, they know how they
Yeah,
look, and like if they're gonna like attract a guy or get somebody to come up to them that night, or like, you know, they dress a certain way if they like are really interested and want some guy to come up to them.
They'll keep looking at you.
Yeah, that's what I think anyway. Like you can just tell, like some girls are going out to try to find like a guy or something that night, or.
Yeah, like
I
you
agree
plan
with
everything.
that.
Would you guys say game or picking up the opposite sex, would you say that's a learned behavior? Would you say that's something that you want to?
I think it's a learned behavior.
Learned.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
definitely.
Because when I started out, I was terrible. Like, I'd sit there, like, shake, and, like, I'd, like, go up to a girl, and I'd try to say what I was trying to say, but it would come out all jumbled. And then, like I'd be like that, and it'd just be like, are you going to say it? And just, like, leave. So then, like, after a while, like, you get older and stuff, and then, like, you start to see, like, how other people operate. Like, you don't really watch them, but, like, say you, like, be a wingman to somebody or something like that, and then you see how they work, so you're like, well, maybe that works, and then you add your own little flair to it. So as time goes by, like, you get better and better and stuff like that. Then there's also, you know, liquid encouragement.
By wingman, what do you mean?
Like, for instance, say me and Frank were to go to the club, and Frank does all the talking, and I'm just there just in case, like, you know, the girl has an ugly friend or something.
No, yeah, see, I could feed off of that because let's say, like the example you just gave, let's say we went to a club, like, if he has a little bit of game, I feed off of that, and I could make him look like a star, you know what I mean, or vice versa. Like, I like going out with guys or, like, my boys that have a small amount of game, but they're funny and or they're just interesting, and then the two of you would just be like Bash Brothers, and like they'll say a joke and you'll follow up with a better one, you know what I mean, and just keep the crowd going. And that's what the whole, like, if you're matched up 2 and 2 or 2 to 3 with girls, like, it's just everyone feels more calm and relaxed, and they just want to keep talking to you.
You need to be confident.
Yeah.
Just to tie in with both those guys said, I know exactly what you're talking about. I remember being at the mall with my cousins, and they were always getting girls, and I was just like, I was always stuttering. You know, you get a number like once a month, and it was like suits, and then I remember every weekend I used to stay over there and it was like count who got the most numbers and all that stuff. And like whoever had the least had to get push-ups, you know, that's why I got shoulders now. But anyway, you know, like he was saying, you know, I don't know, I learned most of my game from, you know, having that wingman, watching what my cousin was doing, or going like this, there's 2 girls, there's 3 of us, you know, everybody's saying something, you see what people are saying, and you see how, you know, adjust to, she said something, you see how he reacted, things like that.
How is, expanding on that, how is game dictated? How do you know a game is being ran on you?
You don't, I guess, unless it's like really corny,
Unless it's
obvious, yeah. Which
No, I think you can tell. Sometimes I think game is
tell.
when someone's just honestly real, just like
Yeah.
straight up.
yeah,
Like that's what game I feel like is.
No, yeah.
I don't know. I
That's
feel like it's also
if you
like
try too hard, it's like
yeah. I don't know. I'm also just picturing, I guess, like trying to say like smooth lines, just like that you hear like compliments, and I'm like, I know you don't really mean this. You're just saying it so you can get my number, like stuff like that.
I think the best game is game that you don't realize is game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When you're not
Yeah.
trying,
Real
it's
game.
just
Just conversation.
It just comes up.
Yeah.
So
And you're
you just
sincere
bag it.
about it.
Is it more verbal or is it a body language?
It's both.
Both, definitely.
I think eye contact.
Yeah.
If you can hold a girl's eyes, then you're good for the night, you know what I mean? Because if they'll get, no, seriously, like, well, this is personally what I feel like. Let's say, like, I could look deep into your eyes, and if I get that connection, you know, like, when you walk around.
I get awkward. I'm like, okay.
No, but
Too
like,
much. He's like.
no, well, you have to do it to, like, a sly way, though, you know what I mean? Like the way he was saying, like, if it's dictated, like, sometimes guys will go into a night knowing that, yeah, we're gonna do this, and that's the game plan. But when I think of lines like that, it never works out. Like, most of the times when I go out, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna relax, and then you never know what happens from there.
Yeah, like if you see a girl from across the room and she's looking at you, then you know at least like maybe she'll like go up to her if you have her interest or something like that. But if you're like looking at a girl and she has like her arms crossed and she like looks at you and she's like, then you know that there's no hope. There's no hope.
Yeah,
So you're not
right.
even gonna bother.
Just go home now.
Exactly, just leave.
Your night's over.
Just look at somebody else.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No game plan is probably the best game plan. The best game plan. You know what I mean? Like not having one and not caring. It's always gonna work in your favor.
Just let it
It
rock.
never works out how you plan it well anyway.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because
I
you.
feel like when you least expect it, you know, like it happens.
Definitely.
Frank, how would you approach Cassandra and how would you approach Adana? Would they be 2 different approaches or would it give the same approach?
I know both. Well, I know one of them. I know
If
Cassandra.
you didn't know either.
Okay. Going based off their looks.
Yep.
Yeah, I definitely have 2 different approaches.
How would you approach Cassandra?
Cassandra, I would probably be more. I'd probably have a loose mouth a little more, but I'd keep it straight and real. And with you, I'd probably want to like get to know you. You know what I mean? I'd probably want to be able to just go somewhere, walk around. You know what I mean? Because I feel that's how I'd break down that wall. With her, it would just be maybe a little kind of easier, but not really. Not saying like that. No, I'm just.
Dante, how would you approach Adana and how would you approach Cassandra?
I agree a lot like you were saying.
She looks like she
I don't know,
you looks like you have a
honestly,
bigger
yo,
wall.
She looks more reserved, definitely.
She looks quieter. You look around just
She
like.
wouldn't want to give no information.
Give off
Like,
that
you have to like take a while.
Yeah.
That's true.
to talk with
So
us.
we've seen you on
It has like a more of a
Yeah.
open demeanor, like your body language is like she's sitting there like this, and you're
Yeah.
sitting there like,
You're
you know,
like,
like
So body language does
Yeah, body
I mean, you
language.
can just like you.
She's more conservative, like she's trying to keep that quiet tempo,
Yeah.
and you're loud.
I'm not loud right now.
No, you don't even have to talk to be loud. You're just loud. Like the vibes that I get off of you are loud.
Is that a bad thing? Like,
No, it's 2 different. It's just 2 different.
Yeah.
I just feel like she's
Definitely
more
is,
open
definitely is.
to talk. Like if I was just to like just talk to her right now, like it'd be more open conversation than if I try to talk to Donna. And I already know Donna personally, so I know what I'm talking about.
Hervé, how would you approach Jess and how would you approach Taylor?
Well, it depends. Like, if I'm like at a club or whatever, and they're there, like if I get eye contact, then I'm like, all right. Then I'll have like a little more confidence and go up to them. I'll probably just like say, hey, like whatever, introduce myself, ask them if they're having a good time, something like that. And like I think the approach would be the same, just cause like I don't really know them that
What
well.
about Adana?
I think I would like probably. Yeah, I think I use the same approach, but like I edit out certain things that I'd say. Just 'cause, I don't know, like sometimes my mouth slips and I say dumb stuff. So
So is smiling key?
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, you can't go talking to a girl with a
Yeah,
frown on
that's
your face.
That's most of it.
Yeah, smile like conveys like confidence almost. Like you're like, you know, you don't want to go in there like, hey, what's up?
Yeah, if some guy came up to me and be like, hey, how are you? What's your name? I'd be like,
I just have like 2 minutes, okay? Time's almost up.
Ladies in the room, what would you say of your final? I wanna give me a final final phrase, not really a word, but like final saying on game, and like in guys in general.
Just be yourself.
Just be
Just be yourself and confident.
trying to repeat.
Sorry.
Don't approach too hard.
yeah, I was just gonna say like not to be over the top like with your approach. Like don't come on too strong basically. Like you know you already have it. I don't like that.
Guys in the room, what would you say about girls in their game?
Sometimes don't have this high wall, you know what I mean? Like, give a guy a break a little bit. Yeah.
Just, you know,
Is
just
that
talk to me.
chance?
For real.
I mean, just be like real, just talk.
Don't be so cocky.
Yeah, like give a guy a hint or something. 'Cause sometimes I'm dumb and I don't really catch anything. So, and then I'll find out later. So, but yeah, just be yourself and like if you can make me laugh, then we're good.
Final word for everybody in the room. Your game. What do you think of it?
Real?
One word to describe it.
Fishing.
I don't even know the best, obviously.
Wow.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Smooth.
Truthful.
Corny.
I don't know. I don't really know what my game is, so I can't really.
Are you single?
No.
Oh, that's probably why.
Yeah. I don't have much game going on.
Well, I'd like to thank everybody for their opinions on the subject matter. It's greatly appreciated. It will be used towards everything that I'm trying to get published or a documentary. But you guys gave many topics to expand on and everything. Thank you once again and enjoy your days.
No problem.
Yeah.
Where's my food or something?
No,
Snacks and
So on the checks
Part
I
of
saw
that.
someone watching that. I was like, what?
I want my ribs.
So
Go ahead and sit back down where you are. We're gonna show it.